he able to win this fight. But there is a lot of but.
Just need to do his job, what he's doing well. And Canelo, of course, will try to find some hard punch.
Before the big fight, everyone's eyes are glued to their screens, waiting eagerly to see what their favorite fighter is doing that could earn him the win. But at the same time, other boxers and analysts like Dmitry Bivol use this time to advise and critique the fighters, increasing the hype of the day tenfold. Similarly, Dmitry Bivol gave a golden piece of advice to Terence Crawford prior to his matchup with opponent Canelo Alvarez. According to Dmitry, the shortcut to achieving the ultimate form necessary for readiness in a fight is to guard your mental state. He claimed that once a fighter becomes mentally weak, their body reacts to that, becoming weaker and more susceptible to melting on the spot.
It's not about only getting used to the power, and it's also about be mentally ready, because when people are not prepared them mentally, they like afraid or scared, you become weak, your body become weak, you know. When something happened and it's something new and you wasn't ready for this, we all know these feelings, like the body become melting, like just soft, you know. And mentality is very important also for this fight. Even his one weight class or two weight class lower, if he's mentally ready, he will be ready to get these punches and be okay with this.
Moreover, being the only man in history to have beaten Canelo till now, when Dmitry gives his 2 cents, people listen. For Bivol, Crawford's biggest challenge will be adapting to a division that doesn't forgive mistakes. Getting used to the power and pressure at 168 pounds should be the main goal for the boxer, according to Bivol, as the punching power at that level is something else entirely, so physical durability becomes a decisive factor.
He able to win this fight, but there is a lot of but, and even not but, there is a lot of things, small things, which we don't know how he will deal with this. He need to get used to the power and pressure of 168, because it's big difference, to be honest. Maybe he will get used to it, and how he will be feeling himself on the same day when he will fighting, how his training camp will go on, a lot of things. But he's able, he has good skills, he's awkward, he can use 2 boxing stands. It gives him benefits.
Similarly, Adam Smith claimed that Terence Crawford is the type of boxer who can take over this challenge in a swift way, due to his speed, IQ, and overall boxing prowess. Acknowledging the fact that Crawford would have to go through a huge step up into another weight division, Adam still believes that Crawford would be able to take the win in the fight through scoring all points.
I think Canelo is known. I think Canelo, obviously the Mexican machismo that holds all the super middleweight titles, nearly 70-odd fights. He's been phenomenal. I think he's 35 now. But for Terence Crawford, he has definitely gone under the radar. 4-weight world champion, 41-0, 31 knockouts. A southpaw who's got IQ and speed and craft. I think it's a fabulously interesting matchup, the two of them, because you've got the big guy, the strong super middleweight, really, really cultured, wonderful fighter in Canelo. But is he just slightly, ever so slightly, fine margins past his peak? And you've got Crawford, who needs this fight as his coming out party. The big news, it's on Netflix, so he'll get the attention. Can Crawford do it? It's a huge step again in weights, but I think he's got the speed, and I think he's got the know-how, I'm sure we'll talk about it more next week, to cause problems for Canelo.
Furthermore, Terence Crawford's coach, Spikes, dismissed all the notions surrounding the fact that the main make-or-break moment for Canelo would be because of his size. Coach Spike claimed that Canelo has tools under his belt that would favor him better than his size, like his intelligence and extensive knowledge about the game. However, Coach Spike stated that for Crawford, the main key would be using the right tools at the right time, as he always does.
Canelo is a smart fighter. Like, people are more concerned looking at the size, but Canelo is an intelligent boxer. There's always a method to what he's doing. So let me just make that clear. We're not going in there just looking at size. Canelo is smart. Canelo set traps. He has good timing, solid defense. You know what I mean? And, you know, it's respect given to Canelo and everything that he's accomplished. He's seen every style. He's overcome a lot of obstacles that he's been faced with. So I don't want the narrative, you know, I see that the narrative is size, but Canelo is a smart fighter in his own right. However, like I told you before, our IQ, our toolbox, same situation I told you last time. Picking the right tool at the right time is going to beat this guy.
Additionally, Sebastian Fundora gave out his verdict, claiming that there is a high chance the Mexican fighter is able to take the win this time. According to him, Canelo Alvarez is the type of fighter who already has experience sparring in every weight class, giving him the comfort zone it takes for the fighter to win. Whereas for Crawford, it would be uncharted territory, giving Canelo the upper edge.
That he's comfortable at 168, you know, that he's been fighting there. He went and collected all the belts at that weight class. Crawford, of course, Crawford has a chance. He has a big chance, you know, being one of the pound-for-pound fighters of the world. But it's just the advantage of being there first. You know what to expect in that weight class. Crawford's coming off a 154 fight that he fought last year. So I really don't consider him even a 154. He's been fighting at 147 for a while. He had that one fight at 154, and then he stopped fighting for a year again. So, you know, of course he's probably been training, you know, again, high-class fighter. But to be comfortable at 168, you're gonna have to do some fights in there. And going in there fighting the undisputed champion, it's gonna take a toll.
Even Wade from the WADE concept commented on the fact that Canelo Alvarez has achieved everything he had wanted for his career till now, making him invincible to people's comments and ideas about him. According to Wade, Canelo fought against the best of the best in his field and expertise, giving him the edge not only of experience but overall prowess as a fighter and boxer.
This is what I'm talking about. Coppinger's like, yeah, you know, people may not be giving you the respect you deserve after that last performance, yada yada. Canelo's like, I don't give a fuck. I don't think he does. I think Canelo is at the point in his career where he don't have to listen to shit. He don't have to listen to anybody about whatever they want to say. He's already done everything in the sport. And this isn't me glazing, it's just a fact. Canelo has fought the who's who. Sure, were all of them in their prime? No, but that's not his fault. He moved up in weight to fight some people. He sought out difficult opponents and matchups. You know, the same way he was like, oh, Floyd didn't necessarily fight some of the best names in his resume at the best time in their career. Not his fault. Floyd went up and sought people out. So Canelo's sitting there like, yeah, I don't give a shit. And he's pretty much the only guy that can really say that right now.
Moreover, Andre Ward made some comments that diverged completely from the thoughts most analysts were throwing out about the fight. According to him, Terence Crawford's gaining weight might be a positive aspect for the fighter, giving him more strength and endurance to take over his opponent in the ring. Recounting his own experience, Andre claimed that cutting weight is worse than gaining it for the sport of boxing.
He's really moving up 3 weight classes since his last fight at 147 with Errol Spence roughly about 2 years ago. So it's really a 3-weight class jump. I think what people have to understand, and I had to understand this when I moved up to face Sergey Kovalev, I went and I consulted with Mackie Shieldstone. And I kept using the phrase, I'm moving up in weight, I'm moving up in weight. I got to get my body ready to move up in weight. He said, have you seen the scale lately? Have you looked at your body scan lately? And I think at that time I was like, maybe 185, 188. He said, you're not moving up in weight, you're just cutting less. And that was like, man, that was transformative for me because I looked and I was like, man, you're right. So technically I'm moving up weight classes, or a weight class in my case, but I'm really not moving up in weight. I'm just not having to boil myself down. So I think that Terence is going to be a lot stronger, and I think he's going to have better endurance.
On the other hand, Robert Garcia claimed that he understands why people label Terence Crawford as the underdog for this match, considering the weight jump and lack of experience in said division. However, according to Garcia, while he would not bet on Terence Crawford taking the win for his name, he is certain that the boxer would not do as badly as people are expecting from him.
Well, look, on paper, Canelo should win. Canelo's bigger and stronger, and if Canelo lands good punches, I think Canelo could hurt Crawford. Crawford's, you know, first time in that division and jumping 2 divisions where he only had 1 fight at 154 and didn't look his best either. So there's a lot of questions, you know, about that. And that's why a lot of people think Canelo is going to knock out Crawford. But I'm probably one of the only ones that I do give Crawford a chance. Yeah. I think Crawford could pull it off. Crawford is very talented. He's very fast. He's very smart in the ring. So I think a perfect fight, Crawford could pull off a decision.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think he could win a decision. I don't pick him. You know, I wouldn't put my money on him winning because it's a very dangerous, risky fight.
In an interesting turn of events, Terence Crawford's sparring partner Nelson claimed that the world will be shocked after seeing the extent of power that Terence has reached after training for this fight. According to Nelson, Crawford is not just a random small fighter who gained weight for a fight. He has always been a heavy fighter forced to cut weight, so now the fighter is in his ultimate form to take the win.
This fight for Canelo, man, like, it's not fight night yet, but him moving up, people are gonna be surprised. Dude is not like, it's not like he's a small guy and he just putting on a whole bunch of weight. Like, but he's a bigger frame. He always been bigger. He always had to cut down. He always had to cut down to them weights. So now he gets the difference from this fight is he won't have to cut down. He just go in the ring. You look at all this weights for all the other fights, it's 168, 170. So when he fought 154, he was like 170, 172 going in the ring. So he's gonna go in there the same way this fight. But he's strong, man. He's strong.
Moreover, Ray Robinson claimed that it is hard to bet against Terence Crawford owing to his ability to take the win in the most difficult of matches. However, Ray refused to pick a clear side, claiming that it was equally easy for Canelo Alvarez to knock down and hit Crawford in the ring, making the match that much more unpredictable and exciting for the fans and experts alike.
I mean, it's kind of hard to go against Crawford because how you know good he is and how he figure out ways how to win. You know what I mean? So you can't take nothing from him, and you can't blame him trying to be great. I understand that, but it's gonna be a good fight.
Are you leaning towards him? Do you feel like you're not sure at this stage?
Yeah, I'm not sure because I look at it as if it go the distance, I think Crawford will win. But if Canelo, touch him, it might be a little different. But honestly, I don't know. You know what I mean? I think it's gonna be a hell of a fight, and I think it's more of the fans win. You know what I mean? It's two great fighters fighting each other.
In another interesting event, Jaron Boots Ennis, a renowned boxer training alongside Canelo Alvarez, claimed that there is no chance Canelo does not take the win in the fight, considering his build, size, and weight. According to Jaron, Canelo is able to take down some of the most powerful and well-built fighters who spar against him, so defeating and knocking down Crawford would be a piece of cake for the boxer.
Well, I think you gotta lean more towards Canelo. Because like I said before, he been putting big guys out and down. And Canelo not even really a 68 pounder. He probably really should be at 60 maybe. And he been hurting these guys. I think he be dropping these guys and things like that. So and them guys be way bigger than him come fight night. I know that for sure. They be probably close to 200 pounds. And he dropping those guys like that. So I don't know. It's gonna be a great fight. The fans want to see it. So so be it.
Furthermore, Keith Thurman commented on the fact that Canelo Alvarez brought in Jaron Boots Ennis to spar against, claiming that it is one of the best decisions the boxer could have made before the match. Keith claimed that since Jaron would not be his opponent and is considered one of the best there is, Canelo would be able to learn a lot from him. Keith even called Jaron the best switch hitter Canelo would be able to get.
Ennis joining Canelo for the Crawford camp.
Hey, good stuff, man. That's beautiful.
Anywhere.
That's beautiful, man. When you...
All right, we got Keith Thurman just arrived. See if I can get his autograph.
That's world class. That's, it's the best switch hitter he can get. That's not his opponent, As champions working with champions, in the modern day and age, man, you don't get that a lot, It reminds me back when I was supposed to fight Marcos Maidana, and I got Sean Porter for sparring.
Thank you, boss.
So... I like it.
Additionally, Shakur Stevenson not only made the bold predictions of Terence Crawford being able to take the win for the upcoming fight, but he also claimed that Terence has been sparring against guys equal to or even more than Canelo's size to prepare himself for the fight. So, according to Shakur, Bud has nothing to worry about while stepping into the ring, so most of the queries people are raising about him are null.
Honestly, like, as of right now, I think Bud to beat Canelo. It's not gonna switch. There's nothing that's gonna change what I feel.
You've been feeling like that since day one. I think, but now nobody never thought about that fight like that, because when you were saying nobody was thinking about that fight because not even Bud Crawford.
Crazy.
Yeah,
thought I was crazy.
I still think it's crazy though. For me, I still think it's crazy. But like you said, I'm not in the gym. I'm not in the gym.
Yes, you have to see him, man. The people he spars, everybody that Bud Crawford spars, is the same size as Canelo. Like all these guys that he's sparring is bigger guys. He don't even he do spar with people his size sometimes, and sometimes he getting it with me. That's strictly for skill. That's strictly to keep his skills, his hand speed, the IQ level up.
Moreover, super welterweight contender Mikal the Professor Fox gave his own prediction about the fight too, claiming that while he is rooting for Terence Crawford and is his huge fan, he cannot help but see the other perspective as well. According to Mikal, Canelo is a great fighter who has the same bounce in his feet as he did at the start of his career, but Bud has the skills and tools to beat Canelo.
Canelo Crawford, who do you think wins the fight and why?
I mean, logically, it's weight class for a reason, but I think, as far as the skill sets go, Bud has all the skills required to beat Canelo Alvarez. I think he still has more bounce in his feet than Canelo's always been kind of flat-footed. Crawford has more bounce in his feet. He's a good counter puncher. He has a good jab. He has all the things that's required to be. The only thing that's playing against him, in my opinion, is just the weight class. And my whole thing is it's weight class for a reason. It's hard to fight against that. All in all, my heart is rooting with Crawford. This talks about I read everything everybody talk about he's scared. I'm like, I don't think anybody that got shot in the head and drove themselves to the hospital is scared of any man born a woman. You know what I mean? So I'm rooting for Crawford. Definitely rooting for Crawford. I'm a Canelo fan, but I've been a big Terence Crawford fan for a long time. So.
In contrast, the YouTube Punch Drunk Boxing went off on all the fans taking Terence Crawford's side and rooting for him. Terence Crawford is not doing this fight for the legacy or to prove himself. Rather, he is doing it for the money involved in the fight. Showing a clip of Terence, the YouTuber claimed that even Terence Crawford himself did not believe that he could beat Canelo before the money was involved in the game.
Hey, yo, see, folks? You can mind F yourself all y'all want in reference to Terence Bud Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez, and you trying to tell me, yo, Terence Bud Crawford gonna beat Canelo. I'm telling you, man, you got better skills than Canelo Alvarez, yo, I'm telling you. Hey, yo, not even Terence Bud Crawford thought that he could compete with Canelo Alvarez, all right? Let me tell you how Terence Bud Crawford, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna let Terence Bud Crawford tell you himself what he felt about fighting Canelo Alvarez when Turkey Out Shake's money was not on the table. This is Terence Bud Crawford, how he truly feels. He feels just like me. But let Bud Crawford tell you the truth.
Canelo, and he fights at 168 plus. So
wait a minute, Bud. So you saying that that you ain't think you could fight Canelo Alvarez because the weight difference?
In the end, the boxing world stands divided as the day nears of the actual fight. September 13th would be the day when all the queries would be solved and all the mysteries would be uncovered. Let's see who will prove whom wrong. What are your opinions on this matter? Do you think Canelo's size, experience, and abilities would be able to take down Terence Crawford? Or would the Mexican fighter prove all his loyal fans wrong and be defeated by the underdog of the match? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss any of our future updates. See you soon.